everyone, today I want to review another new book for you. It's called Just Draw Botanicals, Beautiful Botanical Art, Contemporary Artist, Modern Materials by Helen Birch. Now, I have actually done a review for one of the Helen Birch earlier books, which is this one, Just Add Watercolour. I bought this book at a museum shop. So this book, I believe, has been published in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, so 5 years ago. And this is the latest book, published in 2020. And it is super exciting because Helen Birch left a comment thanking me for the review, and I asked her whether there are any new books she's coming out with, and then later we messaged each other back and forth, and she said this was the book. However, I haven't been sent this book. I bought it with my own money. So yeah, I was very excited about it because I actually didn't know that she came out with a new book. So that was really useful to know. So as you can tell, this is going to be all about flowers and everything that has to do with botanicals. And let's have a look at the back of the book. So this book here, I really loved it. It had a great layout, and basically it's a collection of different artists' work. Some of them by the same artist, so a few pieces or a few paintings, but mainly, so there is the painting, and then you have the bit of explanation about the artist or their technique, and sort of highlighted tip which you can learn from the work. And so this is exactly the same structure in this book. I will link the previous book that I just showed you up here. I've done a review, as I said. So this is exactly the same format and exactly the same structure inside. So you get a painting. Let's find one. You get a painting on the right side and the same thing going on the left. I love the layout. It's super easy, a bit of reading, but mostly beautiful artwork to look at and admire. So let's look at the contents. We have, flipping through this book, visual index, why botanical, the artworks, botanical fundamentals, materials, further resources, artist index, and acknowledgements. So at the back you get a little material section, which let's just flip through right now. 196, I believe it was. And so here we go, right at the end of the book. We have a little bit on kind of different materials and what that could entitle within the botanical artwork. So quite minimal. You can see cold press, cartridges, paper, palettes, acrylic paints. Nonetheless, you know, if you're a beginner, that would be quite useful for you to know. Okay, so let's look at the few artists that we have here. Some of them you might be familiar with if you are into art. I, for instance, recognized two artists' work straight away before reading their names because they are my favorite botanic artists. If you're interested, I will mention it in a little bit. So here is work by Gabby Malpas, and you can see every work has a title to it. So here we have acute observation, and so then Helen goes into explaining what is the key point of this painting and art technique. And so I find that quite interesting. There's a mixture of works, couple digital but very few. Mostly it's watercolor and mixed media. And what I love about Helen's books is that she picks a huge range of artists. So you can see it goes very in different styles, and goes from the traditional botanicals to more modern, and yeah, it's beautiful. Some pieces I'm completely new to. So for example, this one, it's called Careful Editing, and this is completely new to me. I read a little bit about it. It said something about Scratchboard acrylic drawing, which I never heard about. It looks super stunning. I love the concept. It's a black background, and then you have a little bit of color in some of the pieces of the blossoms, and then it's sort of black and white, and some pieces appear to be unfinished or just begun. So it's a really beautiful concept. And you get introduced to really completely new, artists and pieces of work that you never saw before. So this is all pencil, super beautiful, by Lele Guralp. I'm not sure how to pronounce the artist's name, but there it is. Okay, so here is one of the pieces that I recognize straight away. Of course, it's Julia Trickey and her stunning kind of pieces of work that are, have this sort of aging effect to them, but super beautiful. I think that, in my personal opinion, an aging flower is a lot harder to capture than a fresh one, purely because it has a lot more textures. It has a lot more of that aging effect. It has all these little holes and imperfections which are not as smooth as a fresh petal. Let me find the other artist that I absolutely love, and you get a little flip through with that. Yeah, so it goes from some more loose and abstract pieces, from sort of doodly. Look at this beauty here. I love this layout. It's by Carolyn Jenkins. This is also very beautiful, more kind of doodly. By Alexander. Never heard of this artist before, but definitely going to look into it, the work of this artist. Let's see. Still little Mary Burke. Here we are. So here is the other artist that I absolutely love. I think this artist is from Japan, Asuka Hishiki. I mean, her work is just stunning. I have a big botanical book where she painted a wasabi root, and it's just amazing. I wish I could have like a print of it. Maybe I'll look into it if I can get a print. It's just the artistry of that precision. It's amazing. And she also picks these kind of unattractive vegetables, but she makes them so realistic and so beautiful. It's just stunning. Again, similar aspect to Tricky, where her it's sort of more kind of unpretty side of things is then captured and sort of brought to your attention. Yeah, absolutely love this. This looks like some sort of root vegetable. Yeah, gorgeous. So there are a few more books. Look at this beauty. There are a few more books by Helen Birch. So I didn't know this, but I looked into it. There are a total of 4 books. I have ordered one more, which I will fill you in once it arrives in a couple of weeks, I think. And then there is the other one. I'm not sure in which order they go, which one was the first and so on. But there is one book that I can't get hold of on Amazon UK because it's only available in French language, so maybe it's out of stock or sold out or something like that. But basically there are 4 books in total. Have a look in your country if you can find them. I will certainly link this book for you because it's fresh from the publisher, as in it's just been sort of published recently. And then this book as well, I can highly recommend it for the variety of artists that you get, and just getting introduced to art from such different angles. It's exactly, what I love about art, and the fact that all these artists and pieces of work, artwork, are curated by Helen, how she picked them, and then explains a little bit behind the scenes of the work. So yeah, highly recommendable, and I will link both of these books down below. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. See you soon.